What's that one thing that sparked in your brain that made you question everything?
All right, now this is longer than my usual TikTok here, but the story is so powerful. That's to do with money, success, what you need to become successful and wealthy. Here's the deal. When I was 11 years old, birthday came around, and I wanted these Puma sneakers for my birthday. They were maybe $18 back then, right? But they were all the rage. Everybody wanted them. A lot of people had them. When I asked my mom, she's like, we can't afford them. And I was like, what do you mean you can't afford them? You and Dad are both professionals. You're both CPAs. Now, we didn't live in a big house. We had an apartment, but our parents were professionals. Like, how could you not afford a pair of sneakers for me? I mean, come on, Mom, right? And she actually sat me down, and she listed all of the expenses they had, and she showed me their income, which was pretty paltry. Even back then, maybe it was collectively, they made less than $1,000 a week back then. And they showed me that at the end, there was nothing left. There was no money, that they were barely making ends meet. And it was that moment I said, wait a second. My parents are brilliant. They were really, really smart, really hardworking, highly educated, and broke. I'm like, what more is missing from this equation? Well, what I came to realize very shortly after that is there were two things that my parents were completely missing in their lives when it came to wealth, success, and the creation of money. The first one was they were risk averse. They had a Depression era mentality. They were playing defense. They never played offense. It was always about what they couldn't afford to lose and never taking any risks, never putting themselves out there. They never even bought a house their entire lives, right? So they were always playing defense, and you can't get rich playing defense. You can't win playing defense. You got to win by playing offense. That's number one. And number two, they thought that sales and persuasion were evil. They were dirty, evil skills for corrupt people, slime buckets, as my dad used to call them. And it was those two things. It stopped them from ever getting ahead in life financially. So they were brilliant, hardworking, educated, and broke. It wasn't until I went into the business world and with a focus on sales and taking risks and building businesses that I became rich, and I made my parents rich, and they ultimately lived happily ever after.